Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
I used to have a normal job, from 7 to 5. I used to work as a carpenter for 10 years. And every Sunday I used to go to the temple to do kirtan. And many times on the weekends, I would work from Monday to Friday, and then Friday, after work, come home, take a shower, have a quick bite, then rush to the airport, catch a plane, do kirtan Saturday, Sunday, and back to work on Monday. So I did that for 10 years. And now Krishna somehow or other has made the plan that I can just travel and do kirtan. Last year we traveled to 20 countries, just doing kirtan. Kirtan is flourishing, I would say, outside the devotee community, especially in the yoga circle. Like big names of kirtaniyas like Krishna Das, Jayutal, Dave Stringer, and so on, that have been doing kirtana for quite a few years. They've been building a crowd of Westerners, doing kirtan. And maybe for some of these people, kirtan is a higher form of a sense enjoyment. Mm-hmm. They feel it makes them feel good. The sound is spiritual. They're trying to look for something spiritual. But many of them are confused. They don't know what kirtan really means. Kirtan is eternal. It's in the spiritual world, every word is a song, every step is a dance. It's all about kirtan. It's all about praising Krishna. Krishna is dancing with the gopis. The gopas are dancing. It's every word that's coming out of the mouth, or every step is kirtan. So Mahaprabhu came down more than 500 years ago, and to show us this wonderful gift of kirtan, which is so powerful and amazing that we can't even imagine. How can we just sit down and chant one mantra, 3 words, Hare Krishna and Rama, and it just changes our lives. There are many, even amongst the Krishna family. We go to different countries and we see different kinds of instruments that are being used. Both the use of the bass guitar or the saxophone, or Africa, it's like djembes, different instruments. The main thing is to attract as many people as possible to chant the holy names. It doesn't really matter what we use. It's time, place, and circumstances. There's Bibi Govinda Maharaj, Bhakti Bringa Govinda Swami. Mm-hmm. He has played with a whole orchestra of traditional Western classical music, fitting the Hare Krishna mantra in that, and it was on national TV in the Ukraine, and people loved it. I was trained by Andrew. He was really, really heavy, about seriously chanting, about not wasting a moment. Death can come just like that. I'll tell you a little story. I was I was in Moscow 2 years ago, and we were driving to this festival. It was a 5-hour drive to this open-air festival, and we had 3 cars, and I was in the middle car, and we were driving on the motorway like 120 kilometers. Yeah, that's the normal speed. And I saw this piece of a thing on the road right in front of us. And suddenly I saw it fly. And then the car in front just drove on it, and it just rose up and then started. I saw it coming right in my face. And the next thing I hear is this, the glass shattered. And what was I thinking? It was so quick. I was not even thinking of Krishna. So death can come at any time, and we have to train ourselves to think of Krishna. And what's the best training? It is chanting Krishna's names, remembering Krishna. And when we chant, we're remembering Krishna. And that's why it's very important to chant. Well, when I left Mauritius, this friend of mine gave me a letter of recommendation for Indra Prabhu, for me to join the 24-hour kirtan. So the first day I got to Vrindavan, I stayed in the guest house. So I went down to the temple. I sat down, and someone just gave me a mridanga and asked me if I wanted to play. I said, sure, I would love to play. So I started playing mridanga. And after the kirtan, this devotee came up to me and said, yeah, you play nice mridanga, why don't you join the 24-hour kirtan? And I said, okay, well, I came to join the 24-hour kirtan actually. And I have a letter for this devotee, Indra Das. And he looked at me, and he had this smile on his face. And he goes, I am Indra. And I didn't know Indra was a white guy. Yeah, on the tapes, he sounds totally Indian. I was like, are you Indra? You sure? He said, yeah, I'm Indra. So he told me just move to the ashram. And it was right in the middle of winter. It was January, and I was 18, just coming out to Mauritius. Mauritius, there's practically no winter. It's always nice. And I had a sleeping bag, which didn't zip. The zip was broken. So I moved to the ashram. I had no mattress, not even a mat. And I was sleeping on the floor, a cold floor. And you had to walk about 100 meters to go to take a shower. It was really austere, and my mind was playing tricks with me. So I went, what are you doing here? This is crazy. You're sleeping on the floor. It's in the middle of winter, and why are you here? But Indra Prabhu really changed my life. Just by his conviction. To chant the holy names. Just by sitting down in Vrindavan in one place. Physically doing it himself. He wasn't just telling people to do it, and then he would sit down and chill out in his room. No, he would come every day and do kirtan. When Indra Prabhu left, just one day before he passed away, I was talking to him on Skype. We were starting this 24-hour kirtan in Toronto at the temple there. So I called him up and I asked him for his blessings to start the 24-hour kirtan there. He gave me his blessings and he told me, don't just do 24-hour kirtan in one place, travel and do kirtan. That was his last instruction. And then we finished the 24-hour kirtan, and we were sitting outside with a few of my friends, few devotees. And someone came running and said, Ayana Prabhu passed away. I said, yeah, this is a very bad joke, you know. I talked to him yesterday, we were having a good laugh, we were talking normally, how can he just leave? So I called up Vrindavan, and that was it, Ayana Prabhu left. And he left me with his words, you know, just travel and do kirtan. And I didn't know how to do it, because, you know, I just lost my job, my boss sold the business, and I didn't know how it was going to work. That was the last time I talked to Ayana, one day before he passed away. Yeah, it was very very painful. A big loss, you know, for the whole movement. And also for the youth, because Ayana Prabhu really took care of it, you know, took care and also saved so many youths, including myself. It totally changed my life and many lives of so many youths. Ayana had red hair and red beard, which means fire. And he used that fire properly, I would say. You asked me the question whether he got down on me. Definitely he did. You know, I was 18, my ego was, you know, up there. I thought I was the best Mridanga player. And every day after kirtan he would call me to his room, and for 2 or 3 hours he would just pound on my head, pound on the ego. You know, he knew the point where it would hurt the most, but he wasn't doing it out of malice. He was doing it because he cared for me. He wanted me to change. He wanted me to be a good Mridanga player for Radhesham, for the pleasure of Krishna, for the pleasure of Prabhupada. That's why he kept on pounding. And when you're 18, it hurts. I mean, whatever age, it hurts anyway. Ego is so is something else. But that was Ayana. That was his way of teaching. And I thought it was very good for me, because, you know, if he didn't do that, I wouldn't be here in Perth. I wouldn't be traveling the world.